It's week 1 of the NFL, and we've got a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. It's the Ravens and the Chiefs under the lights on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable Arrowhead Stadium. The wait is finally over. Brandon Gunn, Charles Davis here in the start of a new NFL season, and we kick it off with a bang on Thursday night.
What's interesting about these Thursday night games is oftentimes we hear people say, is it really fair for players to play on Thursday night? But what did we hear from both of these teams going into this one? How excited they were to have the spotlight on their teams, their franchises, the rest of the league watching them go at it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to stretch out their lead. So we just witnessed touchdown number 1 for the Rook, and certainly that's a football he's going to want for the trophy case.
Yeah, this is one that you don't...
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Ravens have cut it back within a score. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there, college ball.
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the sauce.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass, and the Chiefs add 6 to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab.
From the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Ravens are back within a score.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's now Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Chiefs are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
The benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra.
And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 70 yards. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere. Here's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about, not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that.
Well, partner, the season officially underway. It was great to be back with you, obviously, but the first game of the year, always a special one, and love, I know you do too, love having it on a Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it makes it special, right? It makes it so that everyone is just watching, all eyes on it on a special night like that. I think it's going to be a great season, partner. Can't wait for the next several months. We know there are going to be surprises all the way through the season, and before we know it, we'll be talking about opening up on a Thursday night again next season.
So for the Ravens, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week.
It's week 2 of the National Football League, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Bengals and the Chiefs, and it's all up next.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The 27. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And the Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their 5th-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off.
11. Again, it's Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my...
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Brown, 61 yards. And the Chiefs are able to move back in front. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back, and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Burrow will throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
They were in a very good position desperation to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Noah Gray from a yard out. And the Chiefs are able to add on to that lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution.
Burrow will throw, and it's caught. Touchdown. Mike Gesicki, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much. And someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. Down the sideline he goes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs are able to widen their advantage. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they're ready to get the ball to in all situations. And it's one of the main reasons why the Bengals offense is consistently among the league's best.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with it right in there.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, 45 yards. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again. Burrow looking to pass. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Still going inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT. And I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. We go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Chiefs, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll hit the road next.
It's week 7 of the 2024 season. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He comes in 3rd in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Chiefs and the 49ers, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year, but when you get a chance...
Shy of the 30.
Well, the 49ers getting ready to go on offense, and it's the Pro Bowler Brock Purdy at the helm in his third NFL season now out of Iowa State.
And the great story of Brock Purdy continues. Had he been drafted in the first round, I think people would be singing his...
At the Chiefs' 43-yard line.
Purdy from the gun. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. He's still on his feet.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, just an excellent play there by the defense to not only pick it but take it back, because Charles looked like they were in a groove passing the football, several completions until that mistake.
It certainly did appear to be locked in, and with how this offense is moving along, I know we certainly didn't expect to see a pick to end the series. Whatever the cause was, maybe they tipped one of those scripted plays. Maybe the defender just made a...
Offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now three-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was...
Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. And Brown's got it for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns.
They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers.
They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be
action.
Mahomes going to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And they are able to add on to their advantage.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. Brandon Ayuk.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Niners are back within a score.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for...
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can bring... Back to throw. And it's caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game. And it
is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down and have to throw it anyway.
Flushed out right. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead.
What an effort there. It's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
It's week 9 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Chiefs and the Buccaneers on Monday Night Prime Time.
From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City.
Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners at 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come in playing well on both sides of the ball. Winners at 6 of their last 8 games.
And up to the 28-yard line. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP.
On play action, it's Mahomes.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
The Bucs getting ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Baker Mayfield leading him out in his 2nd season as a Buccaneer and his 7th overall.
And he had a most impressive bounce-back season last year, nearly leading his team to the NFC Championship game. That's not something you see every day, and he was rewarded for it as Tampa Bay decided to make him definitely their quarterback for the future. Now for him, he wants to prove it's not a one-year thing.
Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far.
Mayfield steps away and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Baker Mayfield, his 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Buccaneers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where nicely they pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Forced out to his left. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, a 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Chiefs have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Ah, this is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left.
Now here's Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Rashee Rice.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a two-score game here.
To a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Sterling Shepard, 31 yards.
And the Bucs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Okay, game on.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Chiefs,
the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year.
And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers,
It's Week 10 of the National Football League. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just...
Working inside the red zone. Has it on the slant. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs go up 6-0 here in the first. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start. They'll try to run with Pacheco. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Chiefs pull that in front further, 13-zip. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting...
And two next.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs grow the lead coming out of halftime. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release, that...
Again, Mahomes to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs keep running away with this. Patrick Mahomes, the touchdown. His third total score in this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such...
Well, no ladder place in Missouri or Kansas right now as the Chiefs get the win in Arrowhead. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time.
It's Week 11 of the NFL, and we'll get a look here at Josh Allen. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Bills and the Chiefs, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Two teams in this one going in the right direction. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, both these squads come in off winning streaks. Something's going to have to give, but you love having that momentum coming into a game like this.
And absolutely right, Mike. And on top of it, if you're the home team today playing in front of your home crowd, not only are you coming off this win streak and bringing this momentum into another home game, but you get the energy, you get the excitement of your crowd who's also riding this wave of winning football.
25, the drive will begin there. The Chiefs come out with the face of the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, two-time regular season MVP, three-time Super Bowl MVP, just in his 8th year, best in the business.
Down the field, I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves first and goal.
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Isaiah Pacheco, touchdown, Kansas City. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but 29-yard line. So out come the Bills and the face of the franchise. 28-year-old Josh Allen. Year 7 already with Buffalo. The last 4 years, over 4,000 passing yards in each. The man who makes this bet in motion is Brown. That is caught by the tight end. Travis Kelce. Touchdown, KC. What a big play, a little unscripted there. Greg, that is what tight ends do so well. Hey, you lived it. What are you thinking? Throwing from the gun. Here's... Oh, that swung out wide and intercepted. Picked off. It's DeMar Hamlin. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. You talk about the opportune time. The defense helps close the gap. A huge play to make this one a closer game.
Yeah, and anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, you're looking for that spark. And boy, did the defense provide it. Not only creating the turnover, they take it back for 6, and they get themselves right back into this game.
The Bills are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
Allen going to keep it on the zone read. And he's going to get stopped in the backfield. He'll take him down at the 3-yard line.
The zone read concept down here near the goal line is a great play. We used to run it for years with Cam Newton with the Carolina Panthers. You're counting on the quarterback identifying who is the unblocked defensive end. If he bites...
So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Chiefs and the Raiders coming up next.
We welcome you to the Heartland, 7 miles from downtown Kansas City, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium for more than a half-century, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We're getting set for kickoff in here. Partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds?
At the 29-yard line, the Chiefs come out with the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Two-time regular season MVP, three-time Super Bowl MVP, just in his 8th year, best in the business at the helm for KC. And they'll take over there. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
I think the biggest thing that's
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover. College over the last, call it 10 years or so, I'm not sure if I've seen a more dynamic, ready for the NFL tight end.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Davante Adams. Touchdown, Vegas. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important.
Get together prior to the second down play. The ball's out. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting?
From the gun, here's Minshew. He'll try to, and he will get into the end zone. Gardner Minshew. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create.
Right back to the air from Mahomes. It is brought in the end zone. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Well, that was step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Gray is the motion man here. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. That's caught, so they get the 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden that 11-point deficit down to just a field goal here in the 4th. Going to be out of bounds, and that's going to do it. Their late comeback bid comes up short as time has expired in this game. So this one, a win for the visiting Raiders. And they'll get a few extra days to rest as they get the victory here on this Black Friday. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.
It's week 14 of the 2024 season, and all eyes are on Rashee Rice. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers on Sunday night primetime.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this primetime contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Keyword here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt.
Yeah.
These teams...
So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the fifth-year pro who can really fill up a stat sheet, Justin Herbert.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interception.
So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, fresh off a third Super Bowl title. The standard for quarterback excellence today, Patrick Mahomes.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other one.
From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it, on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one. Now it's Spiller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers start to fight back with their first points of this game. Again, Mahomes to throw. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take the lead just before halftime. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force...
From the 41. Short pass, caught by... He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot, right? He's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going.
Throwing now, Herbert. Getting out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers cut it to 1 late in the third. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down. Didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, from the red zone now. The throw is caught. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take a fourth-quarter lead. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. Looking right, and he brings it in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Now to throw. Completed here to Johnston. And they get this down to the 44 before to push into Chiefs territory. Catch made by Chuck. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And it falls incomplete. Now, and they get this away. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. So score this a win for the Chiefs. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time.
It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Chiefs and the Browns, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The final 4 weeks of the NFL regular season is upon us. Welcome to the home stretch. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. Partner, it's week 15. Just feels like a horse race. We're at the top of the stretch. Now it's the sprint for home.
And up until this point, Mike, every team's goal is, can we be in the conversation for the playoffs in this final 4-week stretch? Where here we are. And if you've done that, well, man, there is nothing more exciting than playing NFL football at the
35-yard line. The Chiefs come out with the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, 2-time regular season MVP, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, just in his 8th year, best in the business at the helm for KC. Greg?
Let's see what he can do.
Mahomes now on 2nd down. That's going to be caught by Greg. A second effort, and he is in. Noah Gray, touchdown Chiefs. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page.
Mahomes now on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end. It's Kelsey. And he's in. Travis Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Sky Moore. Touchdown, KC. This great season throwing the ball continues. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. They didn't quite get the shutout they were hoping for and likely deserved. This was a tremendous defensive performance. They held the other guys to just a field goal, that's all. And that defensive unit was the driving force in this victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Chiefs and the Texans, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's...
To the 27. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here.
Mahomes going to throw. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his 2nd season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
A shotgun snap to Stroud.
Touchdown! Nico Collins, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon, a player of his talent.
They'll set up a throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City.
And Xavier Worthy
from 3 yards out.
And the Chiefs have retaken the lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
Mahomes to throw once more.
And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read.
And again, it's Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
And Xavier Worthy
with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Chiefs are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4. Stroud looking to throw.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz, a 24-yard touchdown.
And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. All right, so this one not quite over yet.
Yard line.
Here's first down.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully...
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And you look back over the score sheet. Interesting. A very clean game. No turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Chiefs, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the spotlight is on Najee Harris. He's been guided by his field vision all season and has seen his way to 5th in the league in rushing. It's the Steelers and the Chiefs, and it's coming up next
time for
on
football.
Madden NFL 25.
As we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We've had a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score...
Your return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Chiefs come out with the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, two-time regular season MVP, three-time Super Bowl MVP. Right back to the air for Mahomes. And he's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. His 12th touchdown of the year.
That you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass.
This one intercepted. Picked off by Jamari Connor. Inside the 40. Still going. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown. The pick six for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make...
To throw is Mahomes. That one, taken in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. So 2 touchdowns for him in this one. Numbers 12 and 13 on the year. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group...
Now Fields. This is intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick six for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turn.
Not be a fumble. They'll try to run this one in. And that big offensive line clearing space. He's in. Chase Brown. Touchdown, Chiefs. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs stretch things out even further. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And that's now 4 victories in a row as they continue to play as well as anyone in the NFL. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And the focus is on Cortland Sutton, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Broncos and the Chiefs. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask.
Yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Working out of the gun is Nix. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to extend their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well. And
then on 2nd and goal, Pacheco is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they get it because you're running away from people on it.
On 2nd and goal, Mahomes, and he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs are able to stretch out their lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Something, and they did in this one. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Kansas City, it's one more win to finish the season as they wrap up with a sterling 15-2 record. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's loss number 5 for them.
Madden football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Chiefs coming up next.
It's one of the loudest venues in the National Football League. We're inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. Today, we continue with a terrific matchup in the divisional round. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. So glad you're having us in for this divisional round matchup. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Partner, playing in front of the home crowd. That is something you get when you're the #1 seed. A week off to prepare. Now a playoff game in your building. It's that age-old question, what do you think? Rest versus rust. As he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
Winning in the wild card round certainly
Getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
after talking to him safely and results in a completion.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And he'll take it on in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. To throw is Mahomes. Gonna get that complete. This is Sky Moore. And he's in! Sky Moore! Touchdown, Kansas City.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. When the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. So first the decision to throw down here, backed up near your own goal line. And the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust it.
They'll send the tight end in motion right. Burrow to throw. That's complete to all the tight end. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue.
In tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in, and that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of... Here's Burrow. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it! And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Good pickup of 7, sets up 3rd and 3. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They are moving on as the #1 seed. The victory means they locked out another home date next weekend as they look to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Chiefs victorious as we say so long from Arrowhead.
It's the AFC Championship game, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Kansas City. It's the Jets and the Chiefs on Sunday night primetime.
We welcome you to the Heartland, 7 miles from downtown Kansas City, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium for more than a half-century, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up, one game to decide who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's the New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. The stadium is packed. Standing room only a chance for their hometown team to get to the Super Bowl. Great to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, and the most important thing in the building, the Lamar Hunt Trophy. It is up for grabs for the AFC Championship. Two evenly matched teams. Greg, what are you looking for in this one? Will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Isaiah Davis. Touchdown, Jets.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown. Not only do damage before they catch the ball, but so many of these guys have tremendous ability after the catch.
Good blocking, and he's in. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Chiefs. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the... Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed.
You see, Mike, anytime the quarterback is hit right as he's about to release the ball, there's just no telling where this ball is going to end up. In this case, it leads to the easy interception, but you have to give credit and give the assist. That pass rush is what created that turnover.
Mahomes now to throw again. And he's in. Travis Kelce. Touchdown, KC.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball.
Second and goal. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Travis Kelce. Touchdown, Chiefs. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. He is in. Touchdown, New York.
What a finish there to get the touchdown, but of course the job's not done, and this is where the defense needs to regroup, Mike. It's one thing to give up the touchdown, but now you're still one stop away from being the hero. They got to dial in, get their best defense called, and somehow find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Here's Rodgers. And he is going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion works, and we've got ourselves a tie game. It starts with first down. He runs with it. And finally, they'll bring him. And it'll set up a 3rd down. They put Kelce in motion. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Made some big kicks in his career, Harrison Butker. This to win the game. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. and they're going to once again lift the trophy named for their late founder and owner, Lamar Hunt. They're once again champions of the AFC. 2 weeks from tonight in New Orleans, they look to become the first team ever to win 3 consecutive Super Bowl titles. So that'll do it for Greg Olson, our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. We'll see you in 2 weeks in New Orleans for Super Bowl 59. Till then, good night, everyone.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chiefs and the Cowboys, and it's coming up next.
With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year, as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. Tonight, with a hallowed Lombardi trophy in the building, it's a battle to raise it at midfield between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league to the 30. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest.
Now for the Chiefs on 3rd down. Now Dak to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Nick Bolton has it. And the Chiefs take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those plays between the two of them.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Cut near the goal line. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts.
1st down, here's Dak. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Wow, oh wow. He sent his offense out twice now, and both times they fumbled it away. I'm not sure who's more aggravated, the dudes down there or the dude next to me up here.
Well, I'm aggravated, but I know the guy on the field wants to put the offense in the doghouse, like all of them right now. This kid.
Goal from the 1. He'll try to run with Pacheco. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chiefs take a 13-0 lead. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Not even 2 minutes in, Brock, and they've already got 2 touchdowns up on that scoreboard.
Okay, even by the standard the elite offense set every season, this is some incredibly fast-paced scoring to begin a game. They got off the gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the Reds.
They've got 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Dak throwing again. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion. NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup.
And that is caught. It's a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Travis Kelce, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, another throw for Mahomes. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs keeping the pedal floored and adding 6 more. Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely.
And that hit right at the 10. Somehow, though, got a wicked bounce and makes it into the end zone for a touchback. And yet again, the Kansas City Chiefs have won it all. They are your Super Bowl champions. Commissioner Goodell on stage to award the Lombardi Trophy to the Kansas City Chiefs, your champions of Super Bowl 59. So that's a wrap on another incredible year of NFL coverage here on EA Sports. It was a memorable and very fun first year in the booth for myself and my partner in crime here, Mr. Brock Heward. Until next season, I'm Kate Scott. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and good night from New Orleans.